Hi, this is Jonathan. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you this unit. This is the Tech 21 RK Flyrig 2. Dig right in. Packaging is interesting to say the least. It comes with a metal box with the Tech 21. Alright, so this is a plastic sleeve. States here. You can see this. Okay. This is the Tech 21 Richikozan RK5 Flyrig 2. It reminds me of the old boxes they used to contain cigarettes. Okay, so these are the instruction manual. Oopsie. With a nice Tech 21 sticker. Alright. What we have here, we have the unit itself. This is the unit itself. So So you have a in here and out here, pretty basic like a Flyrig one. 9-volt power supply. And this time around you have a XLR out. Right? And you have a boost switch. The oh my, right? Distortion pedal that was made famous by Richie Kotzen. Reverb and tuner. Delay and a tap tempo and the speed of the tremolo, the roto. Yeah, that's a roto sound. That's the speed of your roto sound, so you can actually adjust by tapping it. You have on the sub switches, you have the compressor, the fuzz, and then you have the sense amp. Right? What do you have? You have the size of the reverb, the roto sound if you choose to engage it. If I'm not mistaken, I think the XLR out has a speaker simulation going on, so I'm not too sure about it until I give this unit a run through. And this is the power supply, right? The 9-volt power supply, and it includes adapters for international use. I mean, yeah, this is good for UK, US, and the European countries. Alright, and this is about it. This is all that is in this container. Lovely container. I think this container is a good idea if you want to put everything in it and then just carry it as it is. Now, on a side note, let me just compare the original RK Flyrig 1 with the RK Flyrig 2. It's just a little bit longer, probably about what, 2 cm, maybe 1.5, I don't know. Just a bit longer. It's about, in fact, I think it's slimmer. I'll say about the same. Yeah, it's about the same thickness. Right? Yep, same. I guess it's only the length of it, you know. Yep, so here you go. So as a start, everything is off. You can also use this unit as a stomp box, meaning you can use the OMG pedal or distortion pedal as well as the time-based unit, you know, and hook this up directly to the amp, so bypassing the sense amp preamp section, making use of the amp preamp section. As it is right now, I'm hooked up to the XLR out, which is a speaker simulation out. So let's hear how it sounds like without the sense amp activated. Just my guitar directly into the door, as per se. Turn on the sense amp now. There are 3 bands of EQ: the high, mids, and low, and a drive here. All right. So basically, what you can do is just to tweak around and find the sound that you want. In this case, I'm using the G&L Comanche, so I'm tweaking all the EQs to suit this guitar. You can have the drive a little bit up. It starts to break up right now. You clean it. You can actually get an overdriven sound just by using the drive section. So it has a very amp-like sound as itself. You know, you don't even have to turn on the OMG distortion pedal yet. So what we choose to do is to have a clean channel and then get a decent sound without too much overdrive. The good thing about the Sense Amp Flyrig is that you can actually clean up the signal pretty much by just lowering down the guitar volume. That's the beautiful part of this whole thing, and I think that's the way Richie Kotzen designed it to be. You know, so it's pretty cool. So once you get that, now to add in your reverb. So this switch has a reverb and tuner. So if I were to hold this down, the tuner will be activated. Right. So the only drawback I find for switching to tuner mode is when I'm playing, and then when I'm switching to the tuner, there's an audible click, audible pop. When you switch back, can you hear that? That's audible click. So if you have distortion, it's going to be like magnified many times over. So that's the only thing that I have a complaint about on the tuner mode. Other than that, the tuner works fine. I kind of like the tuner. And of course, if you were to just depress it once, you activate the reverb. You can have, you can adjust how much reverb you want. And you can select the size of the reverb. Okay, so this is size here. If I were to let it go and just depress it, this will be the short reverb. The short, like a small room. If I depress it, it's gonna be like a medium-sized room. So there's only two modes: small room, medium room. I would love a plate reverb though, but you know, you can't have everything. So that's the reverb unit, and then you can choose to activate the delay by just depressing it down. You have this delay, and the delay has 4 presets for you. The time, in case you want to switch whatever time you want. You know, there's no indication of milliseconds or anything, so it's just by feel. And then you have the drift, where you can, like for example, I could have a delay going. I could have a bit of a chorusy effect on the delay sound itself. And you can kind of like pitch shift it a little bit if you want to. So just a little variation on the after effect of the delay. The repeats, of course, and then the level of the delay. So this is just a delay, and then you can also switch to a roto. Then you can actually tap. Right. So if you don't want the roto, you can just turn it off, and it's back to delay again. So that's the delay section. Okay. Now, if you were to depress this with the headphone jack, or with the headphone sign here, or if you were to depress this 1/4 inch out would act as a headphone out, you know. And if you were to let it go, you know, deactivate it, it would just be a line output. The XLR, this of course is a ground switch. Just in case you have grounding problem, you know, hum, and you can always press this to activate the ground switch and to maybe, hopefully, you know, minimize some ground sound, you know, noises, right? That's about it, I guess, for the time-based unit. And then you have the OMG section. Now, basically, this is like the signal chain will go in here, guitar in, and it will go through all this in series, right? Okay, this is just going like that. Now you can always boost this without activating the OMG pedal, and you can set a compressor here. You can activate the compressor here. Without a compressor, with a compressor. So it kind of squeezes the whole signal to make it like a compressed sound, you know. Another way to put it. So in this case, if I were to like have a kind of cleanish sound, and I want to kick in a kind of a riff, that's the option there, right? So we'll go on to the next one. This is the OMG, the Richie Kotzen OMG pedal pedal sound, the stomp pedal, the distortion pedal. It's one of my favorite sounding distortion pedal. That's the one reason why I chose the RK5 Flyrig 1, because of this pedal. So there are three controls: the level, tone, and drive. Pretty cool. And then you have the fuzz switch here, where you can actually have a little bit of a fuzz ball into your lines. Cool, right? And you can always have this boost in conjunction with the OMG. When you're kicking, when you want it a little bit more sustained, you know, you can have a little bit of boost here. So pretty basic if you look at it this way, and it's like how a pedal board would look like or would function like. You have the boost, you have the distortion pedal, or overdrive pedal if you want to call it. You have the amp section, and then you have the reverb, the time base unit, and it gives you a lot of options to kind of like decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. So you have a choice of the roto or just plain delay. And you can even like set the reverb, how big you want the reverb to be and how small you want the reverb to be. So it's pretty versatile. I bought this unit in 2015. This is the Tech 21 Richie Kotzen Flyrig 1, the first version. And I've been using it in church, in my ministry trip to Italy and to many places, because the fact of the matter is that it's so easy to carry around. You just need this and the power supply and you're good to go. So yeah, I was really pleased with this unit. And it has its limitation, of course. There's no tuner. The signal tends to peak and distort at times, especially if you don't have the gain structure correct. And basically, there's only so much you can do with this unit. This unit, the version 2, on the other hand, is a vast improvement over the version 1. In this unit, you have a XLR out with speaker simulation and a tuner. And you can have the option to change your reverb size from small room to medium room, and you have an additional roto sound effect for you if you choose to use it instead of the delay. And they added in the fuzz for the OMG pedal, which is a nice touch because you can get pretty interesting Hendrix cue kind of sound. And then you have a inclusion of a compressor here, where you can actually kind of hot press the boost signal that's coming in, because once you activate the boost, you can have the compressor activated at the same time, and it'll kind of squish the sound in, and this is an interesting sound by itself. So the whole thing, it's very user-friendly. Now, the trick about using this unit is to use your ears. Don't look at it visually. No, not like the Line 6 stuff that you look at it visually and then you hear it. But you know what? I think that every stomp box or every multi effects, or even effects on the door, this wherever you have the guitar rigs and stuff like that, you have to depend on your ears, because ultimately music is for the ears, it's not for the eyes. And this is a great representation of that fact, because you need to have your ears tuned into what you want to hear and adjust accordingly. And the buttons are kind of minuscule, but it's okay. You can actually work yourself around it, and it's really it's really easy to go about the changes and the adjustments. The tap tempo is a great. It's always been great in the version 1, so it's just a repeat. Now you have a tuner switch, which is so important, because I have to bring my clip-on tuners like this, when I'm playing in church or when I'm doing my ministry trip, clip onto the guitar, which is not so conducive. Having a tuner on the pedal itself is a great inclusion. Of course, this doesn't have a loop in and out, which I believe the other unit has one, which I will review in a separate video. So this doesn't have a loop send and return, but it don't matter, because what I need is all here, basically. Yep, this is the RK5, and it's a bit longer than the RK, the version 1, just a slight longer, but the size and everything, the width and the thickness is about the same. I really like this unit, because I kind of like the stuff that Tech 21 has been doing all along, even the distortion pedals and stuff. And when it came up with the Flyrig, I thought it was a godsend, because it's great for musicians who don't want to carry and lug around their massive pedal board or massive multi effects, and just want to have a convenient unit to just do your thing, whether is it a rehearsal or even a gig. I will gig to this. Really, seriously, I will gig with this. You can actually use this in conjunction with an amp. You can actually plug this to the amp, and you have the option of not turning on the sense amp, and then you can just use the amp, the preamp of the amp by itself, and use this as a pedal board if you want to. Or you can turn on the sense amp. It's up to you. Just like I said, you got to depend on your ears and hear how it sounds like, and adjust accordingly. All right. So what do I think about this unit? I think this unit is great for those of us who needs a fly rig, a rig that you can just pick up and go, and not worry about too much about anything else, and this is the unit to go, because there's no programmable patches or presets. What you see is what you get. You don't have to be worried about, oh, did I download or did I upload my patches to this unit. You just plug in and you play and you adjust according to the environment they're in. I usually use this the version 1 directly to the main house, to the FOH, and I'm using in-ear monitors, so it don't matter to me. What I'm hearing from the in-ear monitors. Okay, so like I said, the first version has this tendency to clip, every now and then. This has an indication when you are having too much output coming out, and you can hear clipping. There's actually an indication that you are clipping, which is pretty neat, So I thought that the Tech 21 has listened to the feedbacks from the users of the version 1 and kind of acted upon them, and I think that's great. Kudos to them. I want to thank David from Ebenex for providing 2 units of Flyrig version 2 for reviews, and I'm keeping this one. This will be an upgrade from my version 1 of the RK5 Flyrig. And if you're in Singapore, you can check out their shop. They're in Excelsior Hotel in the basement. and I'll put a price down. And if you're overseas, of course, you know, if you're in the States, you can always check this unit out in Sweetwater. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up, and feel free to join this channel if you want to, right? And I'll see you again in the next video. So ciao.